It's 23. Well, hey, how you doing, guys?
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Welcome. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
I just want to join the ride. Oh, turn down the volume.
We made it.
We made it. Huzzah. Alright, guys. Man, when I eat these things, I really wish I had, like,
a dip?
the cheese dip stuff here. Really terrible. Super overly processed cheese.
Bam. Now we're both here.
Alright, so
today's topic.
We are going to go over the whole partnership check-in.
What is a relationship check-in? I've heard of them, and even my understanding of what they are is different from what it began as. Like, when you hear a relationship check-in, what do you think of?
A check-in, a checklist, a thing of what you can do to be better in the relationship.
And sounds like an employee review.
It does, and it's all like external, like, I see that you need to change this.
Yeah, and like you have to come prepared for a check-in.
Yeah, and like, do I have the emotional capacity to just take the onslaught of BS that I need to work on, especially as somebody with ADHD and already catching that kind of crap throughout high school about applying yourself and can't you get it right and why is everything so hard? So then when you have a check-in and they're like, well, this isn't getting done and this isn't getting done and this I'm still struggle busing with.
I'm sorry, keep going. I don't like the way the camera looks. You gotta come back out. It's like smushed. So I tried.
So yeah, I have a sense of like, impending dread when it comes to we need to talk or hey, let's have a sit down or just a little bit. We gotta go over some things. All of those are really like triggering. Oh great! Like, is it ever a freaking conversation? No. It's one person accusing another, or both people accusing, people getting defensive because neither of them are like being understood or seen for the effort that they're putting in. And then there's this whole comparison about who's doing more.
Everybody's defensive at the beginning, so nobody's receiving.
And when you listen to respond versus listening to receive, it's a different world. Most people live in that. Listening to respond. Okay, yeah, all right, I got something for you. You're going to listen at me, but what about this? Haha, what now? Like, whoa, what was the point of that? Was that conducive to getting to an actual solution? And here's the thing, check-ins aren't even about getting into solutions. Check-ins are about presence. Check-ins are about allowing each of us to express where we're at with what we're dealing with on the emotional plane. Is it taxing? Is it heavy? Is it stressful? This is where I'm feeling really burdened. Then it's not accusations, a to-do list. You guys are showing up, having an understanding of where you're at. So that is like the basis of it. And then everything grows from there. Because once you have understanding, once you can once you can have understanding, it's easier to see a solution show up. You can see where you can show up better for your partner, or your partner has the opportunity to they can show up better for you based off of the information that you're sharing on like where you're feeling stuck or you're feeling unappreciated. And it's not a battle. It's being vulnerable and safe to express. All right. So partner check-ins, not because they're trendy, but because most people don't actually do them. Most people wait until they're emotionally flooded and then they try to communicate. We let it build. We hold it back. Well, next time. Well, when is it enough? Well,
I'll have this in my folder for the next time.
Yep.
You know, I initiated check-ins because I saw it was all trendy and it was a nice way to initiate communication and inside of a relationship. So I would wait for a nice moment where we're both together and be like, hey, so how are you feeling?
Fuck that. It's a trap.
Yeah, it
It's
must
a
have
fucking
been.
trap.
It's like, how do I do this? How do I ask, am I doing enough in the relationship? Do you feel okay? Do I have things I want to say? Well, the best. You already said everything's perfect. It's not a good time to say something. But
Yeah. There's an
I want to get
it.
curious about it, but I never told him that's what I was doing, or phrased it in such a way. It was just like, I did.
Hey, by the way, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. In the bedroom, and we're just hanging out, relaxing.
You cornered him.
I did. I did.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't realize that's could be how it was perceived. I was just kind of like,
you put it between a bed and a soft spot.
This feels like a good time. Yeah, we're chilling, so why not? And then I do it, and then it goes how it goes, and everything's fine and great. And there might be a few things that come up, and it did initiate nice conversation, but you're not going to get a relationship check-in if you just spring it. Mm-hmm. And that makes sense now, but trying to start a relationship check-in, oh man, it's awkward.
Right? Well, and then taking the time to set the parameters. What is a relationship check-in for each of you? What's that look like? How does it feel? So that way you guys are both coming to the table on equal footing.
Right.
Equal understanding.
And I totally didn't give him a chance to get in that mindset. I didn't think of it that way, but
so this isn't about couples therapy. This is about how you show up before things explode. Because really, I think that's a lot of my trauma around we need to have a talk. Is I am at my limit. I'm over the top. This could have been a really easy conversation 15 errors ago, but we let it build. Mm-hmm. And then because we're so scared to have it, we have to have that surge of this. No. I'm gonna have that talk. You're gonna hear me roar, and then you've lost your point because you're in the middle of your anger and you're too close to the issue, and it's got its claws in you, if you will. So
why didn't you say something sooner?
So slowing down.
How was I supposed to?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's what it is. This helps you be able to say those things sooner, so that way you're not building resentments, because resentments are hard to work backwards from. They create really deep ruts. So.
Haley, thanks for joining. Hello, Iris, Crystal, and is that Charles? I can't see. Charlene, thanks for joining.
I guess I can share your screen.
I don't need glasses. One day I'll come back with glasses, guys.
So we start with naming the problem. Most relationships don't have check-ins. They have arguments, shutdowns, passive aggression, or silence. When people do say they're checking in, it's usually emotional dumping or problem solving disguised as communication. That's not a check-in. That's a drive-by. Get your pew-pews up and you're catching them off guard and everything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Corner them in the bedroom. Not ready for that kind of a deep conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No escape now. Hard.
Yes.
Not y'all good and comfy on that bed. Did you notice? It's a trap.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, a real partner check-in isn't about fixing anything. It's about presence. It's not about performance. It's a space where nothing needs to be solved, only witnessed.
Nothing needs to be solved. Mm-hmm. Nothing needs to be solved. Relationship check-ins, partner check-ins are not the time to come in and be like, you did this, and I feel like this.
Well, and think about how you can feel, how much better it feels going into a conversation knowing that you're about to be seen versus fighting to be heard, right? If we've already got the parameters set, we're not trying to fix the situation. We're not even trying to fix each other. Right now, we are just going to talk about our feelings, where we're feeling stuck at, where it's at in the body. We're coming to the table to see where we are at energetically and emotionally. And then from there, solutions arise. And if they don't, table it. Doesn't have to be solved right away. All right. Why most check-ins fail? Most check-ins fail because only one person. Not two purses, not three purses, one person. One person is unconsciously managing the other person's emotions, seeking reassurance, proving they're doing the work, or trying to control the outcome. That turns connection into labor. All right? That's where things become effortful because all of a sudden things are no longer flowing. You get your hands in it, you're gripping the reins, and you're like, this is what's best. Or your partner's in that position of like, this is what's best.
Pointing fingers.
So we step into the first inner shift. Before you ever ask for a check-in, ask yourself one question. Am I regulated enough to listen without defending or fixing? If the answer is no, don't initiate. Regulate. You should be able to come into this conversation not needing to have an outcome happen, not needing to have your presence be seen and felt by your partner. I know it's what we desire, but when we show up with that in this situation, it becomes needy energy. And needy energy is very off-putting, and it gets your defenses up, and it just makes you kind of like, bro, right?
That's calling you to do a lot of work before you do this.
Regulate.
That's a huge question. Are you okay enough to have that kind of a conversation and listen without needing to hurry up? And well, that's not actually what I meant. That's a huge question. Like this, I mean, talk about it. The trauma that's around relationship check-ins anyways is a lot because of that. You weren't ready to have that kind of a conversation. One of you wasn't. So and if one of you's not, then that's a recipe for an argument.
But you can clearly communicate. I need time. I'm not ready to have this conversation. You know, let's check back in 2 days. Let's check back in 24 hours. Let's check back in 2 hours. You'll find your rhythm. You'll know which conversations really need you to be able to sit back and sit with it, and which other ones are just like, okay, yeah, we could totally just have this out right now, right?
To be seen, though, to be in a space where you feel okay to be seen, you got to create a safe space.
And when you regulate before you step into these conversations, you're removing blame from yourself or your partner altogether, because all of a sudden it's not about pointing the finger. Now you can come to the table knowing where you're emotionally at and how to express that, because you sat with yourself and was like, all right, I'm really angry right now. I just want to rip that guy's face off. Holy cow, what gave him the iota of an idea to just, and then like you have your moment, and then after you get through your initial rant, then comes the whole like, all right, this is where it stung. All right, this is where I'm seeing a wall. All right, and then you kind of just sit with yourself and see what you can manage and what you're really going to have to bring to the table and address, because it's beyond your scope to deal with on your own. And you need some insight, That's part of what these check-ins are for. It's to help your partner see where you're at, help yourself see where you're at, and to be able to build effective communication so you guys get on a better level of knowing what the other is experiencing. All right. How to invite a check-in without pressure. First, we have a clean, shortish version. And it's, I'm noticing some things starting to pile up for me, and I don't want them to turn into resentments. So some form of, hey, I've got something really bugging me, and I'd like to address it before it becomes a bigger issue, right? Something to that effect, but that's what you're looking for. You're not looking to place blame, you're not looking to be like, hey, you really hurt me right now, and I want to discuss it. It's, I've got some things, I'm feeling a certain kind of way. I'd like to talk about it because I don't want that to continue. could we take a few minutes to share how we're each experiencing this? And this is where it gets tasty, because now you're not saying, hey, I want you to come sit here while I dump on you. It's, hey, this is where I'm at and I need to know where you're at too. So like, I'm asking you to come to the table on equal footing with me. Let's have this conversation.
Take a few moments to share how we're each experiencing this, instead of this is how I feel and I'm going to dump it on you. I also am curious if this is your perspective. Are you seeing it that way? Could you tell me how you feel with this?
Yeah, and if you're really
that invites
feeling
conversation.
And if you're really feeling it, let them start. Even though you're the one inviting the conversation, if you can feel that they want to start it, let them start.
I feel like there's two different ways to have a check-in. I feel like that is like initiating a conversation about an issue that you're having. I feel like there's a different, like, just to check in and see how we're feeling.
Yeah, but you also got to be careful, because when you check in just to see how you're feeling, it runs the risk of becoming very surface. It gets really easy to just fall into nonchalant. Oh, I'm doing good. Oh, I'm fine, honey. Because then you're in that mindset of like, unless it's a big deal or it's really pushing on me, then I am fine. I can deal with it on my own, and that's fine. But it's a slippery slope if you do that enough.
It's like a shared responsibility of finding a good time to, when you are regulated enough to have that conversation, get really curious about your relationship. So what got me big on trying to initiate check-ins is that after so long being in a relationship, you don't really think to do it that often. So people don't do it. Hence what was said in the beginning.
Well,
but if you make it a point to check in with your partner,
there's also a risk of redundancy in that.
Yeah.
So it's just, and that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying any way is the right way to do it or wrong way, but it's being mindful and being aware that these are two sides of the coin where you can slip into a slippery slope of, like, you're either blowing up or you're in that avoidance of, oh no, everything's fine, everything's okay, I can still manage it. And at first it is, I can manage it, but somewhere along the way, you've just gotten so good at managing it that you pile more on, and then all of a sudden you're like, no, I can manage this. And then why am I yelling? Oh, hold on, what just happened? I think we need to have a talk. And by that time, I think, yes, you're not wrong. Like, there are your soft check-ins, and then there are your more intentional, like, boom check-ins. I think my mindset while building this life was really from the parameters of, like, frustrated people. We have a lot, like, conversation is hard, and learning how to communicate in an effective way with your peoples, your friends, your partners. I feel like this is geared more towards, like, let me show you how to step into something that maybe is really cringe right now because there's a lot of trauma built around it, because of not knowing how to effectively communicate, how to show up or how to have your partner and you, like, show up for each other and see eye to eye and understand the struggle that they're going through together. Like, I think a lot of us just assume that we see it or our partner sees it, and then we're upset when they don't because we see theirs. But how much of theirs do we actually see? We only see what we tell ourselves we see, and we convince ourselves that that's enough.
Okay, so with that first explanation, the thing that I was thinking of is how check-ins are always triggered around, or check-ins are a trauma issue because
of the wording used, or
no, because it always comes with an issue. So instead of being curious and just occasionally checking in and being like, hey, how do you think things are going?
Okay.
That's where I was coming at when I was trying to do check-ins.
Okay. Yeah, so it's like just a really nonchalant, hey, by the way, so
creating a safe space in where you're not always attacking each other and all that, and then maybe not always starting a check-in with, or I guess, I don't know. Those are two different kind of check-ins.
yeah, because one is for surface and one is for deep diving, right? One is like, on the surface, is everything good? Like, I'm feeling a little stressed with dishes, but I'm managing for now. Cool. We can address that. I totally understand that. I've been feeling a lot of anxiety towards dishes because I honestly haven't been touching them, and it's just been eating at me. So let me have this talk. I think that'll help me step into doing dishes. Something simple like that. But then, this is more like, hey, man.
I'm feeling a little lonely lately.
Yeah. And this is more like, hey, man, after all the talks that I've had with you about all the things, like I'm really at my wit's end on how to get through to you, right? So this is a new way to step into that. Like, okay,
I'm gonna name something, not.
Well, let's just leave all the problems aside. We're gonna pick one problem, and instead of saying it's your fault or it's my fault, we're just gonna discuss both of our perspectives and where we're at with how we're dealing with this one thing.
Yeah.
And then from there,
and share our experience and how we're perceiving this.
Yes.
Instead of pointing fingers.
Yes. And so for partners with heavy check-in trauma that they're super avoidant or just like you feel like you're walking on eggshells anytime you're gonna bring something up with them, you can go. This is a little bit more wordy, but something to the effect of I want to name something before it grows, not because I'm upset, but because I care about us. I'm not coming in with accusations or fixes. I just want to understand how we're each perceiving this. Would you be open to that? So that puts it in a very soft light of everything is subjective to the situation. I'm noticing the situation. It's got me feeling a way. I'd like to discuss that, and I'd like to know how you're feeling about it. And it's all like, it's soft, it's easy. There's no hard, like, explain yourself. Be ready to hear my wrath. I'm curious.
For starting to create that safe space, the way that we speak to each other, the way that we...
And you're not going to be perfect at how you approach this, right? Like, this is all practice. It's all starting off. So these openers are just ideas for you to be able to have a comfortable way of saying it where it doesn't feel like, hey, we need to have a talk. That one holds a lot of trauma from high school. Like,
it's always followed with a breakup.
With a breakup, or like,
no, we're gonna break up.
Yeah, or I need a break. Or I cheated on you. It was always one of those three. Yeah.
Just bad news.
So this line matters because a lot of people hear let's talk as I'm about to be judged. So you orient safety before emotion. If they say no, that's information. That's not rejection. If they're telling you no, it's letting you know they aren't regulated to have the conversation, or and it might sound terrible, but maybe they're absolutely just not interested in having that conversation. And maybe you have to start somewhere else before you can step there. Maybe there are other precursor things that are built that are tied into that subject, and that subject itself is too big. Or maybe, you just got a disinterested partner and you get to decide when enough is enough. But
either way, be okay with hearing a no.
Be okay, yeah, exactly. Don't expect to get to have the conversation.
It can be messy at first. It's not always going to be received the way that you want it to be received, and we're not looking at controlling how the other person receives it. We're practicing
how we can show up for
and creating a safe space.
Yes. Exactly. All right. So let's ground this into something real. Hold on. Before I jump into... Oh, yeah, no, I put this all together. I did this right. You share space with your partner. Home, routine, common areas. And over time, you start noticing small things. Shoes left out, dishes half done, clutter building up. And at first you don't say anything. You just adjust. You clean it. You carry it. That's exactly how resentment starts. It's quiet. It's subtle. It's really a very, very shallow slope. But my gosh, does it just scale so quick.
It's always the little things.
This is where people turn it into a scorecard. Who cleans more? Who notices more? Who's more tired? If you're keeping score, it's not a check-in. Presence disappears here. So step into the power move. The most powerful thing you can do in a relationship is stop overfunctioning. You stop carrying the structure. You stop managing the emotional climate. Stop being the only adult in the room. You name your experience of the shared space, and then you let your partner respond however they respond. And then that response tells you whether the space is actually shared or just maintained by one person. You get to see what the level of effort is being put in and the reciprocation that's being followed with it. And that gives you an idea of more of why you're feeling the way you're feeling, where the impasse is, how to address it. If partner check-ins feel awkward, forced, or exhausting, it doesn't mean you're bad at relationships. It means you were never taught how to bring presence into connection without performance. Awareness is where change actually starts. This isn't about overnight change. This isn't about feeling like you gotta fix something in your relationship. This is really about having a healthy way of being seen as well as being able to see. So that you can come from understanding, so that you can find those solutions. They'll pop out at you on how to move forward. And sometimes that solution isn't the one you want. Sometimes it is picking up your stuff and saying, adios, amigo, I got better things to do with my life. And in other instances, it's like, oh man, we were really just on totally opposite pages, and we didn't realize that that had happened. You know, I thought we were on 33, but you're on page 88. They looked pretty similar, but now that we talk about it, I can see how I messed
feel
up.
like if there were more check-ins, there would be less big blow-ups.
Most definitely. Mm-hmm.
So
Because you
going
give yourself
back
the
and running
chance to
through
hear
it and thinking, like, you know, it's always the little things. It's always the little things, and that's why I say check-ins were supposed to be a thing. That's why I was trying to start that. You know, me and mine have been together for like 8 or 9 years. It'll be 5 years married this year. I know that. That's wild. But you know, I've been in a relationship where it became complacent, and then eventually there were places designated that were never discussed, and then there were expectations that nobody communicated, and I just remember that. So it's always the little things. How come? Oh man, you know, I'm really big on getting the dishes done. We both agreed that the dishes need to get done at the end of the night, but you never rinse out your bowl. You never put your stuff in the sink, so I'm always going around and collecting it. Oh, this sucks. And he's just coming home and he's just leaving stuff everywhere, and it's just this and that. Oh gosh, you know, here I go, doing the laundry, and I folded it and I put it on the bed, and it just gets brushed off. What the heck, man? I'm just so irritated. Okay. Nobody can read minds. So if I say it, if I name it, he'll understand. Right? Right? Okay. You know, I just feel like I'm a little overwhelmed, and I feel a little bit unseen. And I would like to talk about it, because there's these things that have been bugging me, and I don't want to just be mad at you and you not know why. But I'd also like to do it together when we're both ready to have that conversation. And then he will either be, oh, okay, yeah, we can have that conversation. But I'm used to it being received as, so what? You just want to sit down and let you attack me? No. What are you upset about? Okay, yeah, what makes you think that you have the right to be upset about something? I mean, I'm the one working all the hours. So then maybe I'm a little timid at having these conversations with my current husband. But even then, that gives you a good idea of where they're at in the moment. And maybe previous times it was a good chance for them to take it away and be like, wow, they're upset about something. Think they're just going to corner me, but I'm curious what they're upset about. So maybe I can cool down and come back and be like, you know, I would like to talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, give people their space to be able to regulate. Not everybody regulates at the same pace, in the same manner, the same conclusion. You know, so yeah.
It's a practice. We're starting it. But naming it before it builds to resentment. That's the idea of the check-ins, is
healthy ways to be able to step into it. Yep, for sure. For sure. And not being afraid of doing it, man. Just do it. Just dip your toes in the water and be like, hey,
I can't read minds.
I have a hard conversation. I don't know how to bring it up, but this is me bringing it up. So when you're ready.
I mean, that's great in and of itself. That's a good place to start too.
Mm-hmm.
Taking it to your chat GPT to help, come up with an intro on how to initiate the conversation without making it, we need to talk.
Help you organize your own thoughts.
Yeah, and regulate yourself before you bring it to them.
Yeah, so that just to like say all the things, and then some of it you can hear just how absurd it is as it's coming out of your own mouth. And other times you're like, no, I will die on this horse. I had one of those conversations not too long ago with my ChatGPT, and I was like, this is how I feel, and righteous anger is righteous anger, and I know what I'm talking about. ChatGPT is like, I'm not going to dissuade you, and I'm not going to cut your opinion down by any means like you are. Within your rights to feel that way, and you really aren't wrong. But if you go that route, how does it play out? I was like, I'll tell you how it plays out. Businesses close. No. But yeah, and then the come around of like, you're right, I am irate. I am up the top. I am arguing with my AI about how I'm gonna show up. Okay, calm down, Brayden. Let's really figure this out. This so-called righteous fury you think you have, and then you realize you're just really hyped on old belief systems that you didn't realize you were willing to die on those hills because they served a purpose back then, right? But like, they don't serve a purpose anymore.
Or you're holding an expectation that nobody knows about.
Oh man, yeah, that's hard. That's a really hard one.
I really do expect him to just pick up all the dishes.
Or comparison.
But you know what the other side of that conversation could look like is the man could be coming home from work, tired, doesn't know it's irritating you because he's at least putting the dishes over in this spot.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing, you guys, like,
you could both be having an invisible argument with each other over the dishes and where they're placed. Oh man, a good conversation about that. I would love to do dishes on these days, but I would just like somebody else to pick them up too sometimes. What? I thought you were just refusing to do the dishes, so I was just also refusing to do the dishes.
Well, see, and here's the other thing, you guys. It's like love, appreciation, affection, all of those things, they are not
gratitude.
No, they're not performance based. All right, like performance of keeping a clean house, of having laundry done and taken care of. Those are chores. Those are tasks. Those are everyday life things that we do. They do not buy love. They do not earn affection. They do not give you access to sexy time, right? Like,
ooh,
those things that I just mentioned, those are all parameters that are just strictly for the doing of life. The intimacy, the connection, the time together, the sexy time, those are all connecting moments. Those are all moments to have with each other to experience connection. Not to be used as a reward system, not to be used as punishment. It's there for connection. So, doesn't mean just because you're not in the mood that you have to all of a sudden be in the mood, because we can't be angry and hold sex against our partner. That's all I'm saying. But I'm saying, like, recognize when you are using any form of intimacy as a standard, as a threshold, as a reward, or as a punishment, because that's a slippery slope. And it'll be a lot easier to navigate dishes if it's not tied to external reward, if you will. Because then it's all about, well, you're doing your part, I guess I gotta do mine, or I held up my end, where's your end of the deal? Like, there's none of that back and forth. Because you shouldn't be negotiating the things you gotta do in life in that manner. Negotiate, sure, back and forth, be like, I got this if you got that, all day long.
But I have the extra energy today. Yeah. I can absolutely tackle the dishes.
But don't start comparing your work to their work, because that Talk about misery loves company. That's a fast way to obtain it. Comparison literally is the thief of joy when you're too busy focused on who's doing what.
I
And
really appreciate pointing out that the chores are not tied to the connection and whatnot about the relationship, because it's not. You're living together. You're doing this together. You're a partnership. Those dishes need to get done at the end of the day, no matter what. Help me help you. I can rinse. I am so exhausted. Tomorrow I will do my best to be the one that wash them. And you know what? Maybe even tomorrow I can get them all done by myself. But tonight I can absolutely rinse them and put them away. Please help me.
I can do 10 dishes. How many dishes do you
Oof.
got?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a partnership.
I'm happy with half a sink of dishes. Can we just get it to that point tonight?
It's a conversation. It invites conversation.
Mm-hmm. And then it gets curious and playful. And then you're not sitting here feeling like you've got to solve the end of the world before your marriage ends over dishes or dirty socks, you know?
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, is that really what you want to tell people? Well, you know, if I had just picked up them damn socks, gosh, I tried, but in all honesty, one of them fell as I picked up the rest, and that was the one she found, and by golly, that was it.
If they hold those things as a reward system, maybe you need to reevaluate being in the relationship, and if need be, walk away.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're not wrong, but it's crazy how subtle they are tied to each other. You don't realize, like, men especially, like, we're geared towards do something, get something, not in this like derogatory way, but why do you think we have the blue collar jobs? It's instant gratification. You do the work, you see the results, you know? So when you go home and you know that a clean house means my wife is happy, she's going to be less stressed. She's going to be more open to having that intimacy with me because I've set the stage. Well, that's beautiful when you do that as an act of love. But when that act of love becomes a prerequisite in order to experience love, then it's a reward system and it's very subtle. So it's being aware of how transactional is your connection with your partner at this point in time when it comes to intimacy. Mm-hmm.
That's deep. I'm not sure what to say on that one.
Yeah, that one really slapped, didn't it?
I've not experienced that. I don't think. Nope. I don't think so.
I have. I have gone the distance with setting the stage to make the things right. The foot rubs, the bath, the body massages.
I have heard about them.
The whole nine, man. The whole nine. And at first it was like a good trade-off, you know, but then it became very performative, and then there wasn't even any intimacy in a body massage, you know, like that was effort on both parts. So yeah, it's a slippery slope in and of itself. Yeah.
This was a good one.
Mm-hmm. Tasty.
I had so much I wanted to say.
Say it.
I can't. You went through it. I was trying to watch out for what I wanted to say.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I was trying to push
Oh.
to share things.
You went in on a lot of it though, so I don't know.
Boom. That was a taste of life for sure.
It's a good topic. Oh, so there's so much to it when it comes to relationships, and it's hard to say it should be this way or this or that, and we can speculate all the ins and outs of, but at the end of the day, it's creating a safe space to where there's communication.
And what's your flavor? And here's the thing. There are some things, and like I know this is really taboo to say, that are toxic to most relationships that really do work for others. They have found a way to make it not a toxic thing. And by golly, when you come across those anomalies, you appreciate them. You may dabble in that experience to find out if maybe you can handle that too. But if you can't, do not feel bad because they are anomalies, right? Like, just because it works for some people doesn't mean it works for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So find your flavor and enjoy it.
But either way, you should be able to communicate with your partner. So creating that safe space and creating that connection for communication, if it's burnt out and we're trying to rebuild it, or we already have something going on and we're just trying to solidify it, you want to feel safe talking to your person.
That's good, Lee. That means that you are probably farther from falling into codependency than somebody that has experienced that, because that really is where that stems from, is becoming codependent on your partner. That's a really yucky, moody energy that is, it's so hard to get out of, man, and it's so stressful. It takes so much out of you. Like, I'm pretty sure that at least 30% of the gray hairs I got on my head come from living that lifestyle. And, and I am not by any means putting anybody at fault but myself for that. Like, I allow myself to step into a,
you were young and you didn't know.
Yeah, well, and beyond not knowing and being young, just not recognizing that I was stepping into it and a needing attachment, stepping into that codependency energy, and then I was too deep in it before I could really pull myself out of it in time, right? So, and that's just like one facet of many when it comes to the dynamic of why things fell apart. But yeah, like that was a very huge, like big eye opener. I will not step back into codependency ever again. Sometimes I start to see some patterns emerge. I'm like, whoa, was that? Am I doing? No. Okay. All right. No, it looks the same.
I just will forever, ever remember the little thing I saw on Facebook where the little stick figures are building their little sticks next to each other, but the first one they're building half and the other half, and they're talking about codependency, and that's codependent. When your structure, your foundation lays everything on that, so when they leave, the whole thing crumbles and falls.
Yes.
But then if you're building next to each other and that other person leaves, you're still okay. You're still okay. You're not codependent. It sucks and you're sad. You're lonely at the top right there, what you built. Man, that sucks. But your world doesn't fall apart when they leave.
And then you can build bridges to their world, and you can visit them, and they can visit you, and then you can build a connecting world together, if that's your choice, and everything gets to be beautiful, but you've got to start with yourself. Got to build that foundation for self.
Laser printed in my mind. Codependency looks like this.
I felt really attacked when I first saw that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was like balls deep in it at that point. I was like, my structure is just like that. Oh my gosh.
I remember my mom telling me how codependent she was. I remember her explaining it to me in such a way. But when I went out into the world and I got married and I did my things, I was like, I'm not codependent. I'm not codependent.
Yeah. It's sneaky.
Oh my gosh. I can just see it, like in my Facebook memories, my posts, like, oh, I'm never gonna find love again. It's like, that was me. That was me. Oh, yeah, my world fell apart, and now it's whatever, how old I was. I'm 30 something now, but even so, I still think I'm young. But I'm older than I was before, and man.
Forever young.
Thinking back, I will never have love. I will never love again.
I didn't know if I wanted to after my second marriage fell apart. I was like, gosh, can I really do this again? Like, oh man, like, I don't know if I can handle that kind of heartache. I'm just so, no, I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But definitely no titles. No titles! Not happening. And, then you slowly let your walls down. Or you don't. And you stay a recluse.
I'm open to receiving what the world has to offer me. I'm so excited to just live this life. Even if it means your heart hurting. What? No. Anything but that.
It's worth it. Heartache is worth it because of the lessons and experience and memories you get to accrue. And it's up to you to remember them with a fondness instead of a heartache. Because that's what they're there for. Memories were not ever meant to be there to shame us, to hold us down, to keep us stuck. They're there to remind us. They're there for us to be able to recount good, happy times and how they flourished. And any moment really can be a happy time. with the right perspective. Well,
You know,
most
that was the
genuine.
big draw to the vampire books and movies.
Yeah.
They live such a long life. They
I'm
live such
saying.
a long life,
Mm-hmm.
and then they all get tired of it at the end. They're like, what do I do? I've seen everybody die. I've seen all of my friends die multiple times. I've had so many friends. I've had so many loves, and I've seen so many things happen in this world. Like, what is the point, man?
I'd be on the cutting edge of technology. If I could live that long, I'd always be in the space.
Well,
where-
they make a point that humans are beautiful because their life is finite.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so
You know, I don't
juicy.
like it.
I loved that. I loved
no.
that view on it. That made it artistic for me. I was like, oh my gosh, it is. Even thinking about the people who die young, like it is tragic, but man, they did so much in that short time. Or the people who live so long and they live such full lives, or the people that live so long and do nothing with it.
You know,
Like, there's just
my appeal was always the longevity of, like, I like the vampire books and things about dwarves and elves because they lived a long life. Like, they had access to be able to really accrue some badass knowledge. You know what? If I could live to be 3,000 years old, I would do it. If I could do it in a way where, like, my body stayed at some form of, like, an age of functionality. I'm not saying make me a friggin' basketball star, but, you know, healthy functioning, yeah. And if I could keep it at that spot and run for a good 3,000 years, I'd do it in a heartbeat. There's so much you can learn. There's so many experiences you could have. You really could travel all of the world.
Yeah, that would be.
You know. So
that'd
and then
be really cool.
and then, like, my own appeal is I have such a fascination for humans and how we, like, perceive and do the things and connect and relate and move forward through life. So, like, 3,000 years of watching people, how often would I actually see a repeat in 3,000 years? You know, close enough to call it identical. Because, you know, you're going to see plenty of them that are, like, same, but different. But then you'd watch for those rare moments where two souls were really showing up with the same pattern, whether there was a connection to them or not. Just like that alone would be really cool to see.
That would be cool.
Yeah, think of how many movements you could cause, so many different rebellions.
The draw in my younger years was living forever with your someone.
As somebody who likes to stir the pot, if I could live for 3,000 years, I would.
Could you
imagine? Yeah, at some point I would get bored and fuck with, like, world politics to some degree and really just create some chaos. But
now we're really seeing Braden's true side, guys.
Yeah.
So,
you
at
scale
some
up
point
with experience, right?
in the future, you see young Braden as he is now today in politics.
No, I work behind the scenes. I would hire people to be the politicians and do things for me. Nobody would ever actually see me.
There is only like 80% of me that believes that, Braden.
You're right, I get too involved.
You would so want to be in the limelight, saying your shit, debating with people.
Mm-hmm, you're not wrong. I'd have to. I'd be like,
no, I want to be on the news today.
I don't even know if I want to be on the news today as much as, like, no, this is too important of a conversation. I will convince him. Like, I can't say this with you. We will have a talk. It will be fine.
This conversation has deterred from relationship check-ins to vampires.
Well, since we've gone there, like, fictional character, which one do you see yourself most as, based off of, like, how you perceive yourself in life right now?
A fictional character.
Mm-hmm. From a book, from a movie, which one resonates strongest with you and where you're at in life right now?
I've never thought of that. Not lately.
No?
I know that when I first started the business, I was in, like, my evil queen phase. Like, no crap taken. That was my power mode.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
At the current moment, though, I don't know, there's been a shift, there's been a cocooning, there's been a transformation, and I'm not that anymore.
I like that. That's fun. That sounds really cool.
I'll have to get back to you on that one. I don't see one.
Mine are both Lord of the Rings characters.
Really?
Yeah.
We've steered away from anime?
Well, you know, anime has its place, but Gandalf is like a really cool archetype, right? Like he meddles all over Middle Earth. Out of everybody that Sauron was probably most pissed off at, it was probably fucking Gandalf, because he was everywhere and nowhere, and he was never really super into anything big, but he always stirred the pot for something big to happen from little things. And I really like it. It's my my cup of tea for sure.
Okay, I thought of one. Okay, so I don't feel like that's what I am, but it's what I strive to be a little bit more like. Okay, you know what?
Agree.
If you could say soft girl Whitney, that's what I go for. That's what I think of. That's what I'm trying to emulate.
And what is that?
Oh my gosh. No, I lost the name.
What's it from?
The name of the show is called The Good Witch.
Oh yeah, that
Cassie
woman.
Nightingale.
Oh my gosh.
Cassie Nightingale.
I can't tell you how many women
That's
here,
my
but
my soft girl.
Okay.
She's what I try to do.
She's like this century's Touched by an Angel woman. You know that?
It's a Hallmark show.
It is Hallmark.
First of all, yeah, it is so my feel good.
It's like a revamp of Touched by an Angel, just witches instead of angels.
Yes, and her sister, can't think of her name right now. The one with the red hair. That's probably more the energy that I give out.
Okay.
That's probably
all right.
What I end up looking like, but when I calm down and I'm really into my, I don't know, then I'm trying to emulate Cassie Nightingale.
My other character that I feel like I emulate towards would be Tom Bombadil.
That sounds familiar. What is that? Is that a character?
Yeah, Tom Bombadil was in the Old Forest where Frodo and his buddies first went adventuring. And they were almost... In
the book?
Yes. And they were almost eaten by a tree, by a willow in the center of the forest, and Tom Bombadil comes over and just has a word with that tree and has it release him. And he's the only one not beholden to the ring. So he can wear that ring and nothing happens to him. Frodo can put the ring on and be hidden from everybody else, but Tom can see him clear as day. And they said, why not just give him the ring? Like, it doesn't affect him. We don't have to worry about him turning evil on us. The ring isn't beholden to him, but he isn't responsible enough to hold the ring. He has no care for it. He has no worldly attachments. So he would lose that ring. He would set it down and it would be lost to time until some other thing came across it, and then we'd be right back where we are anyway.
Right? That's a wizard?
No, we don't know what he is. But I feel like he's actually more of a concept. He has this, think about it, like he's the concept of embodiment of non-attachment, right? Because he's entirely friends with everybody in the forest. There's nothing evil in a sense or anything that will attack him like it'll attack anything else that comes to the forest. And it's because he has no fear. And he has no fear because he has no worldly attachments to anything. He's just out there living his best life. He's got a beautiful woman and he's singing songs and being spry. And just, boom, like that's his life. That's how he emulates everything that he does. And it's this...
Have you delved into like wiki knowledge or anything about like...
No, it's
there's
just...
nothing more about this Bombadil?
Tom Bombadil? I don't know. I haven't done any wiki dives. This is just what I was... This is my connection I make with him when I was reading that book. Okay. Because, yeah, like...
Sounds like a demigod or something.
And, well, and then he shows up in the Barrows to save him one more time and he kills a wraith
why would he
hill wraith or something
save them
like
if
that.
He has no worldly attachments.
He was just on his way to doing something or another, or his wife sent him on his way to help him out, or sent him on his way to help them out. But yeah, no, he just does the things, and it's something that I really like. I really like how to be able to not have something like the One Ring of Power have any power over you is a really cool. Talk about mastery of self.
I don't know. It sounds like mastering your emotions.
Exactly.
If I could not let my anger get the best of me and rile me up, because man, do I see red.
You could take over the world.
I probably might be able to, but currently, people can find ways to push my buttons. I've gotten a lot better, but there is much more room for growth.
I feel that, man. And just like when you are like, oh man, I'm feeling really fucking good. Something.
I know.
Universe
It's
is
like life
oh,
is
yeah?
like, oh, okay, let's see you do it.
Wait, can I just slap you a little bit harder next time? Because I mean that last one felt really good, and you took it really well. Like you took it like a champ. So let's try this again, and again. This time. Yeah.
I'll do better next time. I can. Yeah, I've got it.
Mm-hmm.
There's that like, I don't know. I'm in this weird spot where like I like acknowledging that there is work for me to do. Like I am walking my talk. I am going through it, man.
Yeah.
I will absolutely be upfront and tell you I am going through it, but at the same time, like, guys, I'm kind of a professional.
I feel that, actually, I really love the confirmation of recognizing that I am walking through what I'm preaching because, like, talk about ultimate alignment. I am doing what I say and I am saying what I do. Like, that's what we strive for. That is a level of authenticity.
Self-awareness. Yeah. But do I deserve to call myself a professional if I'm...
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I'm going through it. Like, oh man, and I'm an emotional intelligence life coach and I am struggling.
Yeah, I feel
Am
that.
I?
But
I am.
here's a new way to look at that.
Hold on, I'll get back to you when I'm done getting
What?
through that.
And that's what's beautiful about it, right? Like, it's not, you're not an emotional life coach because you mastered your emotions. You're an emotional life coach because you have the ability and the processes to regulate the emotions in real time. And you have the awareness to be able to build the lesson around it, to share with others. Like, bro, I just went through this. All right, cool. I made this really juicy, but we're going to talk about this. Like, this is what's on my mind,
Oh man,
And
do
you
I
have
have some
that
experiences to share.
But there's a lot of people that don't have that capability. They go through it. They don't know how to articulate it, break it down, make the lesson for it,
Obsess over it like I do.
themselves, Yeah, I feel that. I'm right there with you.
I do, man. I obsess over what I go through. Like, okay, so this happened, and this is how I got through it. So that's that. Is it? Is it? No. Hold on. Let me break it down over time.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. You know what? I could have done this here. You know what? If I'm being honest with myself, that was really this right here. So, if this were to happen again, this is how I would have gone through it. Maybe better. And not feel so rough at the end of it.
Yeah, remember, guilt isn't there to punish you. It's there to show you where your impasse is, where the hardness or the hesitation or the awkwardness is sitting. That's all guilt is. It's just there to remind you, oh, hey, there's something here that needs addressing. I know you want to ignore it because this is a weird, wonky feeling, but I'm going to let you know every time you brush over this subject. Here I am. Hey, but you haven't let me go yet. I really want to go and help other people with their guilt, but I'm still stuck on yours. So you're going to come look at this or, I charge by the hour, and it's been 365 days.
Release what is no longer for you.
I'd say
call
you,
back
but
your energy.
365 sounds more expensive, Yeah, call back your energy. Ground. If you feel like you can't take your presence away from them, sit in a moment and ask your higher self. Do a visual scaping of like taking any kind of cords that are connected to your brain and unplugging them. It doesn't do anything to you. It just allows you to refocus your focus inward because there's no outward source pulling to it. Pulling from it. Yeah.
I feel like my nose has gotten more congested through this life. Like I can hear my voice change.
You finally you kind of gone through like a high emotional thing over the last 24 hours. So like you're finally in that stage of like, I am relaxed enough, and now everything else is just like I can
I have
relax too.
had a tickly sore throat.
Oh, gee, now you tell me I'm gonna get sick.
I'm not slobbering on your stuff.
Well, you're
We're not
breathing
sharing
my
drinks.
air.
You're breathing my air. Sorry I didn't wear a mask, Brayden.
Like those do anything. I can't even tell you how many fights I had over putting masks on. Like, please, wear. I don't have one. Do you have one for me? Oh, you do? Well,
Oh,
too
boy.
bad, because it's going in my pocket. Why? Because I'm too inept to put it on my face. I was very raw about it. Oh, I was like, make it make sense, people. If you're gonna give me an actual mask that does the thing, sure, I'll wear it for you. You give me this paper bullshit? Like, no, not even a little bit. No, make it make sense. I'm not inconveniencing myself for your own.
That feels like a different topic for
It is.
somebody else's life.
You're not wrong. Yeah, we definitely went way too far.
On that note, Rabbit Trail is just being thrown up the camera now.
Rar. We all have our own rars, right?
Happy Wednesday. Oh my goodness. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. January is coming to a close. January is coming to a close,
Is
guys.
this is our last January?
It
though, isn't
is.
it? Yep.
It is. We'll be moving into February, and I don't remember the topic for.
I threw it in the trash, so forget it.
Oh my gosh! It's in a Word document. Don't worry, I've got it.
Damn, it's too bad.
Anyway,
I guess we're prepared.
we'll see you guys in February.
I got you.
Oh, okay, look at that. Awesome, cool.
Until next time.
Maybe I'll wear a mask.